You're going to start with a dowel with your hands spaced about shoulder width apart in a supinated or underhand grip. Knees are underneath your hips, elbows are on the floor underneath your shoulders. You're going to round out your back by pulling your belly button and lower ribs up and in towards your spine or towards the ceiling as much as you possibly can. As you take a breath in, you will press your elbows into the floor at the same time. As you exhale, focus on rounding out. Do not lose your rounded position. You're going to try to gently sit your hips back. The most important thing, though, is you do not sacrifice your rounded position to get your hips back. If you notice, I'm only moving a few millimeters here, but I feel a very intense release or stretch through my lats and teres major with this. I also feel my core working extremely hard here. You're going to hold this for 4 to 5 breaths, and we're going to complete 2 to 3 sets. Now, what we don't want is what I'm showing you there, pushing your hips back and allowing your back to extend. Your lats actually go all the way down to your iliac crest and your thoracolumbar fascia, so when you do that, you sacrifice some of the stretch. The next one we're going to do, laying on your back, still an underhand grip, so we are externally rotating our humerus. Back should be flat. We're pressing our feet into the floor to help flatten our back out. On an inhale, you're going to reach for the ceiling. And as we exhale, we're getting everything out of our lungs possible, pulling our lower ribs down and in and relaxing our arms, allowing them to drop back. Again, when I breathe in, I'm going to reach, keeping my back flat. Exhale, pulling my belly button and lower ribs in, relaxing my arms. The most important thing is our back remains flat. We never get any space in between, and my lower ribs do not flare up as I'm breathing. Same thing, 2 to 3 sets of 4 to 5 breaths here. You need to hold your exhales for a count of 3, just like the exercise before. After your 4 to 5 breaths, you're going to relax, bring that bar back, and give yourself a little break in between. This exercise we're going into, you're going to need an exercise ball, or what I call a Swiss ball. We're going to be laying on your back. Now, when you get set up, we need a good exhale to pull your lower rib cage down and in, and you're going to press through your heels like you're doing a glute bridge. Make sure you do not overextend your back. From there, we're letting your arms fall straight out to the side with your palms facing the ceiling. Keeping your lower ribs pulled in or your abdominals engaged, you're going to take a breath and try to fill up your upper chest. We're looking for that apical expansion. Hold your exhales for a count of 3. Same thing, we're going to do 3 sets of 4 to 5 breaths here. Here is a side lie lumbar lock, thoracic rotation. We call it lumbar lock because, as you see, you need to pull your knees up as high as you possibly can towards your chest to lock out your lumbar spine so it doesn't participate in the movement. You want your arm raised up so your elbow's in line with your ear. Then when you take a breath in, you're going to fill up that rib cage. In this case, it is my left. And as you exhale, we're going to pull your shoulder blade back down to the floor. Let that shoulder blade drop back and open. Follow your hand with your eyes. Now, your elbow often wants to sink back down. Fight to keep that elbow up in line with your ear, okay? With each inhale, you're filling up your rib cage. With each exhale, you're allowing your shoulder blade to drop towards the floor. We're going to do the same thing, 4 to 5 breaths here. Typically 2 sets on each side is pretty good. Do what you feel like you need to do, though. When you take a breath in, try to not lift your arm away from the floor. You're just filling up your rib cage. It's a way to help that pec kind of open up and relax as you take a breath in. We're going to show you this setup one more time because the setup's really important. Hug your knees up as high as you can. Get your elbow in line with your ear, so really bring that arm up nice and high. Elbows bent to 90 degrees. Breath in to fill up your rib cage. Exhale, allow your shoulder blade to drop back. With each inhale, you're filling up your ribs. Exhaling, allowing your shoulder blade to drop back towards the floor. Again, 4 to 5 breaths, 2 to 3 sets per side.